How is everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. What up? I think my headphones are on. I'm ready to go. So today, well, I have already done some planning. I have done some POBing, and I think we are kind of ready for an upgrade to get to our medium budget setup. That being said, we still need to make the currency to actually make it happen. But before we do all of that, Arcane asked a question, and I think it is valuable information for everyone to know in case you do not know how to manipulate your loot filter. So the question was, what up, Arcane? How you doing? So his question was about messing around with loot filters and how to stop certain things from showing. For example, 6-socket items, and what else was there? 6-socket items and generic bases. So the easy way to do it, there are multiple ways to do it, and I'll show you the ones I'm aware of at least. For whatever you're looking for, you can just search here sockets. You go to customize. I mean, you already have your filter. You just let's start from the top. Okay, my filter shows here. I load it, and it brings me here. I go to customize to make the customizations I want to add to the loot filter, and in this case it's I want to remove socketed items, right? So I put sockets, and we see the different places where sockets are showing, like, okay, early socket items no, unique socket items no. The one he was bothered with is Jula recipe 6 sockets, I believe, is the one that would be showing what he was talking about. So this one for him will probably be show, and that would show items that are 6 sockets, so he can sell for Jula orbs. You don't need this by this point in the Jula orbs are dirt cheap. You really don't bother with this. So turn it off so it doesn't bother you. You don't want stuff that you will not pick up to show up on your loot filter while you're clearing the map, because it is going to slow you down in your clears, but it's going to lower your efficiency, stuff like that. Another option of how to find this same thing is, let's say I go into a map. Okay, I already have something here. Let's say I go into a map and something drops and I'm not sure why it dropped. Maybe I remove those 6 sockets and there's something else that's making it show a different rule, and you're not exactly sure why. You can see it drops, it shows, right? You can press Control and see while you're hovering on the item, and that copies information about the item. Then all you have to do is go back to filter blade, and typically I would just go to simulate. You should be here, and then go import item from POE, paste it here, and it brings up exactly your item and why it showed, or the primary reason, which is this. Now you can choose to just hide it, or you can find it in customizer and see like why, maybe the different options you have available to you. In this case, tier 16 maps are just going to show, so it is just going to show. That is another way to find items that are showing. Same thing for items that, let's say let's kill someone. You didn't know that? Yep, it's very handy to know. Like, now I kill everything here, and let's pick a random thing. This axe showed up, for example. The axe showed up. We want to figure out why it shows up, so we copied it. What is happening here? Okay, we're chilling. And then same thing, we paste. Did I even copy it? No, I didn't copy it. Go in here, paste, and then you see, oh, it's hidden. But in this case, just view inactive roles, it's this, yada yada. You can just hide it. And so those are 2 different ways you can use to find the things you're looking for. Now, if you're looking for specific like currency, because certain times there's nuances to currencies. What do you want to see, what you don't want to see? Typically, like, currency is all here. Normal currency, this is campaign specific. I wouldn't bother with this unless you don't want to see like wisdom scrolls as you're leveling, for example. But yeah, let's say small stacks. You like Amara scraps, but you don't like orbs of chances. What you can do to see Amara scraps in this case without just blocking everything is, say this one you already have it blocked, all you have to do is move it to this one, and suddenly this one is also this one, and then you hide here. So now orbs of chances are hidden whilst armor scraps are not, and you can still see armor scraps. I'm going to just disable everything. And the same thing, if there was something here I didn't care to see in small stacks like jeweler orbs or orbs of bindings, for example, I can just put it in a lower tier and disable the lower tier. Or if everything here is trash and I just want to see a specific like higher tier thing, all I would do is I would take this to the next tier, or I could alternatively remove everything, but that's just excessive. Just take it to the next tier that you're gonna show, and you keep it pushing. And sometimes you might just not want to see things in lower stack quantities, but you're perfectly fine with seeing it in larger stack quantities, and that's where large stacks come in. I don't know why I'm seeing alteration shards. They should be this kind of, like, I don't want them. Regal shards all the same. Where are chaos shards and the like? Yeah, not here. Cool. Just making sure. And the same thing happens here. You can see based on this rule, it says if the stack size is at least 6, it should show these items. If you think 6 is not enough for your state in the league and you only want to see, let's say, 10 plus, all you have to do is shift this slider to 10. And that's it. Vendor recipes. This shows item bases that would give you certain vendor recipes. For example, flasks that have 20% quality will give you glass blower bubbles, so they're going to show here, but then things that don't have that will not show. If you were in an earlier part of the league, you could easily activate this one to where maybe 15%, 10%, 9% flask would show. And the reason you would want that is, I think if you sell up to, was it 30% or 40% quality to the vendor, you would get glass blower bubble. But so that's kind of how the vendor recipe for that one works. And the same thing applies to skill gems. Same thing applies to skill gems. If you have 20% quality on one gem, it gives you a single GCP. But if you have multiple skill gems with lower quality and they add up to, I think it's 40% quality, you will also get a GCP. But that's a bit of side information. But yeah, once you finish doing all of that, another thing that can help you is just going into simulates and going into simulator and just generate random loot. See, like this one, I don't know why this one dropped. Why did it drop? It's probably a rare base. It's a Calandra Lake exclusive base. Okay, if I see this, I don't think I mind Calandra Lake exclusive bases, so sure, I don't mind it showing. Generate again. Do I want to see orbs of alterations singular? I don't know. I probably don't want to at this point in the league, but I don't know that I don't want to see anything here. Let me see. Is there anything I would like to see here? Meh. I actually don't mind all of these. They don't stall me too much. I could hide them, but chisels I need, so I should do this. Chisels go to the next rank. Chisels are annoyingly expensive right now. It's stupid. What else do I think I want to go put in the next tier? I kind of like Val orbs. Well, Val orbs are not that expensive either. And Stillen orbs, I would say, can also go up here. And the reason I'm moving them is, as you may have guessed, I'm probably going to hide this tier. So I'm just making sure there's nothing here I would like to see. Maybe Val orbs. Yeah, I'm not doing fusions. This tier, by the way, is very important to, I think, have shown for if you run blighted maps, because a lot of your currency will just come from having bubblegum currency and they're all going to drop, so it doesn't really slow you down by too much. So you might want to have this open, but at the same time there's an argument to be said to not hiding it. But anyways, hide. Is the website slow for you? Not particularly. Which websites? Filter Blade? Like this, it's really not. Then after you're done with all your changes and you're ready to have it show up in game, you just export to POE. I like having my loot filter synced up without having to download it, so I just have it like this. So boom, it uploads to saving complete, and we're ready. And literally now it's ready it might take a few minutes, like it says, to show up in game, but just if you keep refreshing, it should update soon enough. And that's just like basics of how to manipulate your loot filter, so you only see what you want. Maybe Arcane, you might want to maybe refresh your. You might want to maybe refresh the site. Maybe that would help.
This time, it'll be you begging for your life.
But yeah.
My new god appreciates your cruelty. I offer aid.
It is when you do specific content, some knowing how to. Yo, what? There was one Frostbearer that kept running outside, and I'm like, my guy, why are you running out? Why?
Death is you've made
A truce for now.
Like, for example, that base that dropped, I know it has to be good because I have blocked off. I don't care about any of these. I have blocked off most bases that have unveiled. So the only reason it would show me. The only reason to show me any unveiled base is if it has like an interesting mod on it, or if there's something. So it's something I know I don't mind looking at once I'm done with the map, and I'll just take a look at it and see. Let's just kill the bosses so we can have access to more player altars. On the bright side, Arcane, I have. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have started sustaining my mobs, so like I can basically just run Sanctuary. No, I said Sanctuary because it was in my head. I can basically just run City Square and Toxic Sewer on repeats without having to touch any other kind of map. So I think my
Somehow, trusting
I probably should have imprisoned him. He was 3 stars. It's just waste of intelligence to remove him. But hey, it's done. So yeah, today we are going to be switching to our medium budget. We aren't exactly done making the POB, but I know what my next upgrade is going to be, and that is the upgrade is going to require a few things. It's gonna require a hungry loop that can support my Ray Spectre Transients. It's gonna require a chest piece, a 6-link chest piece that can take my main damage skill at Erase Spectres, and it is going to. It won't require, but I'm gonna change my amulet eventually. So I need to make sure I can afford certain things like Empower. I need to be able to afford an Empower. I don't know. I don't want to do this yet. So to clarify, I'm gonna hide T1 res. Do you plan on crafting yourself? T1 res right now are not, for the most part, interesting or expensive. So I hit mine. I level 86 and 84 all together. Like, they're all hidden. Only items I show now are like special bases from like League Mechanics. What else do I show? Anointed bases for Blights. I know ritual bases currently show. I'm thinking of enabling like rare jewelry, and the reason I'm thinking of it is, I mean, I can literally just shove them all into disenchanting, and I can have like a very long line of like materials to disenchant. So I essentially can queue up a lot with them. So just give some random, what do you call it? Get some random jewelry identify it, throw it into disenchanting. But I haven't decided yet. I'm not sure that I actually want to
Get back.
do it, or I can be bothered to do it.
Such beautiful.
We have come to an accord, I think.
Oh, and regarding my mapping strategy, as you may notice, I'm doing blue altars now. I actually switched last night to blue altars from red altars because I realized I was gimping my harvest profits in by just going red altars and not trying to scale my quant as much. So now I've gone full send into quant. I know it will get me killed in many situations, but I think my build is tanky enough to where, like, as you can see, I'm still gaining XP, which means I'm not dying that often. You know, our defenses are still good enough, even out with our low budgets. And just for people who may be newer here, the budget of this current character as is 3 divines. Actually, this was like 6 divines because I had to divine the +2, but right now this is going for 2 divines, so don't waste money. I bought this recently for 2 divines. Oh yeah, get rid of this. I bought this for 2 divines. This was a couple chaos. This was a couple chaos. Nothing else is up to a divine here. Everything else is just chaos. This was 10 chaos. League Star Knight should be dirt cheap. Yeah, 3 chaos. So yeah, nothing here is up to a divine except this and this. And this I just recently bought. Like, I literally bought it an hour or 2 ago because I was trying to get my gems to level 25, and because now it's level 25, I have my 8 Spectre. But when I had 7 Spectres, I was still comfortable. And if you're wondering what to run at 7 Spectres, you're just gonna run 6 Frostbearers. You're gonna run 6 Frostbearers and 1 Crush Claw. Of course, I have all of them. So if you are perhaps playing a build similar to this or this one, or you need any of them, you can always message me in game. At Deconic, and you'll find me pretty much, or you can ask on Global 6666. That's the better option. But yeah, that's the TLDR of our current moment. We also, of course, because we switched to a Rate Lord, we obviously had to. Oh yeah, I actually do have something else that's kind of expensive. And it's not expensive like divine expensive, was like at least 30-ish 40-ish chaos expensive, and that is Quickening Covenant was kind of expensive. Everything else was a few chaoses. This I crafted myself. It's a pretty good it's pretty good. It has attack and cast speed. My goal was initially attack, cast speed, and vicious bite, but I went with this because I hit life and dexterity, and these are 2 stats that's, well, I just straight up needed. So I just said, it's fine, and I went with it. And by the way, if you're wondering how I crafted, it was harvest crafting, reforge speed, because attack, cast speed is really the only speed affix you can have. So it's the easiest way to do it. Actually, no, I was reforging. Yeah, reforge speed. You can alternatively, to get that same outcome, you can try to reforge crit, which would give you vicious bite, and then you can try to get hit attack cast speed that way. But anyways, I'm happy with what I landed with. And yeah, let's see, why did this show up to me? It has T1 evasion, it has T1 dot multi. No one really cares about evasion on an amulet though. No one cares about, it has T6 mana regen. There's nothing interesting. I don't think this will sell. But it had 2 T1 mods, so that's why I showed it, plus of course the veil. I will still, however, unveil it just in case there is some unveil that I'm not thinking about that will make this cracked. I can't think of it. And prefixes are full, so I'm not even going to bother with blocking anything because there's nothing to block. For prefixes, we have ES, evasion. What could use ES evasion? Projectile build. So like this is not bad. This is probably better though. Yeah, but it's not worth keeping. So we are currently looking at, we have 2 veiled orbs. We already sold it. We already sold like 2. We have 2 divines. We have 2 divines and chaoses. what I want to do with this money is I want to pick up my 6-link chest piece. It's going to be, let me see. This is 6 sockets. Am I interested in 6 sockets? I'm not interested in buying a 6 socket for 75C. I'm sorry. Um, 6 links. How much is a 6 link going for? 4 to 5 divines. Yikes. So what we are going to do is we are going to buy non-corrupted replica covenant. Ideally we'll find a decent base with good ES. I don't care about the intelligence we get, but having decent AS is ideal. See if this person sells his. We're looking for a replica covenant, and the reason being it's probably going to be the best DPS chess piece we can use with them. Just traded with someone called TLI is better than Ellie. I mean, are they wrong? Are they wrong though? If I had to say which of those 2 games I preferred personally, what would I say? How many jewelers do I have? Oh, I still have a ton. So we have 6 sockets. We have to 6 link this. We have to 6 link this. How do I want to 6 link it? Please go up. No, you're not. Okay. It is slightly going up in price, so I might sell one and try to just farm some more. I could also just straight up buy divine, but I want to use this chaos for scarabs because I want, as you can see here, I have a tab for, I can't even name it. I have a tab for pre-rolled maps. I've already rolled all of these. So once I'm done with these 5, I'm basically creating a situation for myself where I can turn my brain off and spam maps on repeat. Basically, I want to be able to do that because like this league economy is weird. So maps per hour has proven to be king, pretty much, at least for me. I don't know why that was off. So I need a situation where I can run as many maps per hour without getting distracted or without just slowing myself down with unnecessary side things. For example, something I keep doing is I keep taking pauses because I run out of scarabs, which is why I want to buy them in bulk. I want to pre-roll my maps, so I have no reason to do that. I'm eliminating the reasons that I would typically create a break for myself in mapping, so I can go like a full hour, 2 hours blasting without breaks and come out with good currency. Because if I turn my brain off and I actually blast this, I will come out with a couple divines in harvest juice, as well as maybe a veiled orb or 2 if I'm lucky. But yeah, that's what I'm currently going to be doing. So I don't want to actually reduce this, especially considering the fact that I just changed it like literally a minute ago. So I kind of don't want to change it back. Hub Spawn, thank you for the follow. What you doing? Hi, or how you doing? How much are veiled orbs here? Divine, still 1.5. If it's 1.5, I can actually do it. I can actually sell it for 1.5 and not be too pissy about it. Okay, 1.5, let's do it. Divine orb, so veiled orb is here. I want 3 divines or 2 veiled orbs. And by the way, that is how you actually sell stuff on the market. You don't follow what is here, because what is here is what people people want to buy it for. And of course, if people want to buy it or they will try to undercut you. They will try to buy it for as cheap as possible. So 1.2 is what they ideally want. You don't want that. So what you do is you just switch, like in this case, I just have to find Veiled Orbs, and this shows me what people are currently selling it at, like what they've listed theirs for. So these are people I am competing with. I kind of wish you could flip back and forth easier, but it is what it is. But these are the people I'm competing with, and they're selling for 1.5. So if I wanted to sell it pretty chill, that's what I have to price mine for, 1.5. Just as an example of using the trade. I sent you an example of an item that shows but filter blade when I import it says it is fractured even though it isn't. Ellie is trash. I mean, I don't think Ellie is bad. Okay, so let's see. You had a 2-stone ring that popped up on your map, and when you imported it, it said fractured item. Okay, come trade me the item, and let's see, or link the item to me. Maybe I can do it from chat. Link the item on chat. Maybe I can copy it and use that. But yeah, it's not a fractured base 100%. It is something else entirely. What I'm thinking is, was it here? Where is it? Control C. Import item from POE. Yeah. It doesn't show as... It's, by the way, it's in simulate. You paste it. Like if you want to copy and paste, you go to simulate, and instead of simulator, you go to import item from POE, and you paste it here, and then it should show you the rules here. So like here, the rules it shows are like, it shows nothing is active. Please use Ctrl-Alt-C when copying rare items for mod filtering. So maybe they're... Okay, let's Ctrl-Alt-C. Maybe it's dropped because of a specific mod. So let's try that. Did it drop rare? Area level 83 or whatever. Yeah, it wouldn't show for me. I just went deep after this. So this is where you would click and it would show you 84 normal crafting bases. It would show there hide remaining identified rares, rare rings, amulets, T1, identified endgame base. So these are all the places where that item has a rule for in the loot filter. Now I have all those different areas hidden. So if you ended up in the fractured place, fractured items, let's just find the fractured items then. Endgame. So fractured items are here. I would assume it actually brought you here, and maybe it dropped unID'd. Yeah, then it's only this area that you would probably show it, this jewelry area, because it's like, I believe it's item level 68 plus. So maybe it's just the way the screen was when it's opened the page, because sometimes it's confusing with like something random being opened or something. But yeah, just check here, check your rare rings if it's and whatever bases, T1s, C. Found it. Oh yeah, so we were messing around with the replica covenants. How much is 0.5 of a div? It is 64 chaos. I can just do that. I can just do that. So oh, it's going for 3 divines. Never mind. All right, so we're gonna just keep this here. Actually, I should keep it somewhere I'm gonna remember. Here, we're gonna keep it here, and the reason we are going to keep it there is because it is a work in progress. Once we 6-link this, we also need to find a wand. We need to make a wand. We don't need to get a +2 wand right off the bat, but we want to have at least a +1 wand. And the reason is simple. If we're going to switch this to this, or like switch this to here, then by the way, this is here because I'm leveling it up. If we're going to switch this to here, then we no longer need to have a dead weapon basically for anything other than the weapon. Instead, we can then have a wand that has minion damage or +2, yada yada. It becomes easier to get this +2, and once we get that, we can replace this disgusting piece of armor right here. This thing, I hate it so much, but it's a necessary evil for where I am. It is very necessary because I need a +1 for the extra specter. But if not for this thing, I would definitely be using a rare piece of boots that have like actual movement speed, because it is disgusting though. BRB, all right. Let's see. We are going to be buying scarabs. That's what I want to do, and not just any scarab. We kind of want to buy harvest scarabs of Dublin. Hopefully they aren't too expensive. Actually, we haven't been using harvest scarabs of Dublin, and we're doing just fine. It's just with Dublin, it's just free. It's just free juice. It makes farming more efficient. You earn more per hour. It's just if the scarab becomes too expensive, then is it really worth it? So I'm going to place one for this, and I'm currently looking at trade, and this one looks like it is going for about 11-ish chaos per when people have it in bulk. So I will list it for, where's harvest though? If people have it to sell at 115, what do people have it to buy? 19. So I can put this for like 110, and anybody sells it should be going to me. So let's just scarab. Where's harvests? Where has harvest gone? I want 10 chaos per. 10 chaos per 1, which means I will need 200 chaos for 20, because I want a full stack. So I'll place that order. My chaoses are gone, and because they are gone, I'm gonna have to switch one of my divines to chaos orbs again. Divines are going for 145, so I switch this to chaos. And 145 for 1. Do I want 2 divines or 1? Let's convert both of them. That would be 290. I guess 292. Try to just get a bit of extra. This shouldn't take too long to fill up. In the meantime, we're going to use the remaining scarabs we do have, and we're going to run maps and just try to make more currency. So let's see. Okay, that's in. Can you share Primal Crush Claw? Sure. I'll just invite you to hide out before I go to the next zone. So you should be able to spawn them because I have it. Let me know if you've gotten it. Speaking of Crush Claw, is there anybody on Global looking for Crush Claw? Our divines have been sold. Yep. We've also gotten 3 harvest scarabs of Dublin. Beautiful. And that's kind of like how you take advantage of the market, in case you're wondering. Okay, we have this. Okay, you're welcome. P.S. Yesterday I was looking for Crush Claws and there were none on trade, sadly. So what I did is I just bought about 4 harvest scarabs just so they show up in my map. I wasn't expecting to harvest or anything. I just bought 4 and I just ran 4 maps with my strategy and just with that one added scarab.
Prove yourself to be the savage I know you are, or surprise me.
Consider yourself surprised.
When I'm ready, and not before.
We are mostly just interested in, you know what, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start killing the boss early, just so I get more modifiers for affecting my character, and as such quant and rarity, because I just all right. I remember a time when I used to be terrified of this node. Back before I had DPS, it was always dicey. Now I really don't need to think about it. Awakening minion damage is level 2.
Solitude does not suit you, Lavray.
Try any.
Hate myself. Hate the syndicate. Hate
Did you set out to become like the fiend?
We'll let you smolder behind them.
I can appreciate a killer when I see.
Did you see that clever use of whatever to gain maximum interrogation, whatever it is? I was like, actually it's 3 stars, but she's not the head. So if Coral, who's 2 stars, I interrogate him, being the head is gonna give me a bonus to intelligence. That should make Ashton, who is currently, or Ashton or Hillock, I think it was. Unique items, I really don't care about unique items. Okay, we found the harvest node, but we're gonna fully clear before we touch it. I wasn't sure if this was ignite or detonate, so I just ignored it. In reality, okay. So I don't have to worry about frenzy charges though. In reality, I should probably care a bit more about what nodes I take, because I can easily end up with non-negative resistances, but like right now I probably don't have, yep, 28 cold res, not ideal. And in reality, since I'm going blue waters, I should probably be overcapped on cold res specifically. But I kind of didn't plan to go blue waters, so it's kind of just whatever. Cold and lightning res are what you should be trying to overcap on. Ah! I didn't mean to click it. I did not mean to click it. Is there anything else to do here? Oh, you've bought out something? There we go. We have a full stack of these now. So I'm gonna put that there.
Make it quick.
This is 1, this is 2. Gonna do this. This is why you don't loot mid-kill, by the way. I typically don't. I don't know why I chose to, but a minus 10% XP. Because like there's no reason for me to be right there to eat all of that damage when the loot isn't running from me. I think purple right now is worth more than blue. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm autopiloting into picking stuff. Yellow is worth way more than blue, but it's literally practically double. One thing I do not like about having a crush claw and then facing crush claws is these water tornadoes. Like those two are safe, but you never know what is safe. So you can't touch the water tornadoes of any crush claws, including yours. Just to be safe. You don't want to fuck around and find out, I'll tell you that much. Sorry, I always forget I can reach you on stream. It's no worries. I mean, if I'm streaming, then it's the easiest place to reach me. If I'm not, then Discord is... I mean, it depends on if I'm on my PC or not. If I'm not on my PC, then Discord might also be eh. But Discord has a much higher chance of reaching me than in-game. Much higher chance. So we have what I said, and now we have some more of these. So before we run our next map, we're going to actually buy the scarabs I said. So looking at frag, what scarabs do I have? What scarabs do I need? I need everything. So betrayal, I have intelligence. I have 1 stack. I want to have at least 2 stacks of everything. So if I look at divines and I look at betrayal, betrayal should be here. Reinforcements first and foremost. How much is a divine going for with reinforcements? 120. I do not want to spend divines. I want to spend chaoses. I forgot I had converted all my divines. So chaoses were more than 5. This guy has 172. I will get 40. Now I'll get 60 actually. So 3 sets for 48C. Here we trades companion is off. Nothing, huh? Okay. I was hoping that person would reply. Did not. It is what it is. We go to the next person. Try to get 60. $20, $40, $17. There we go. Trade companion makes life easy. Scarabs are so expensive. Yeah, they are. They're wild. At least some of them. When it comes to betrayal, Honestly, I used to be able to get a lot of betrayal scraps because nobody runs this. But right now I'm buying them basically 1-for-1. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The next is sulfite. I need sulfite. I'm doing Harby and it's 1D for 6 for 2 different ones. Harby is that expensive? What do the Harby scarabs look like? Scarabs. I love that I can check what scarabs do now with this market. Spawn empowered obelisk. Drop currency shards when defeated. Why would you want obelisk versus them summoning it themselves? Currency shards dropped by harbingers are duplicated. This you obviously want. And harbingers and have to be replaced by far. So this is a must-have. There is no universe you don't run this one. And then this one is like you want this one. So like Regency and Warhordes, exactly. And then normals. Like these two are no-brainers. You have to run it. This one, I don't know why you would want an obelisk versus just having the Harby spawn. 6-for-1 divine. Yikes. Like that is rough. Like for example, I just bought 20 harvest scarabs of Dublin, and what that does, it doubles your juice, the juice you get from whatever. And I bought them like 10 CA pops. I bought 20 for 200, which is a bit over almost 2 divines, or a divine and like 0.6 or something. But I guess that's why I like my strategy currently. It's because it's kind of low inputs. Because like I just bought those for like 1 CA pop. My next one is sulfites, and that is also just cheap as hell. It should be less than 1 CA pop. Yeah, by 50, I guess. No. So you're gonna make me buy for the same price I bought the other one, or slightly cheaper, I guess. Oh, settler aura accepted. So that is 45, 20, 40. But yeah, doing challenges this league, I probably will. I see no reason why not. I'm already 8 out of 40. I have not completed 8 ball. I'm 8 out of 40. Thank you. This is my sulfites. A part of me actually wants to run cornucopia for harvest, so I just get T4. So I get T4 juice a lot. Because if I can get cornucopia, how much is cornucopia going for? It's probably expensive, right? It is 25 CA pop, so it's like 5 per divine or something, or 6. So roughly what you're paying. What is next? I think intelligence is next. Intelligence is going for, I can buy 60 for 78. Yikes. Slightly more than the others, but it's fine. But the person didn't no reply, so I probably have to get it more expensive. 84. Is no one really going to reply me? Okay. Let's see what the price is like on here. Let's split the Doriani's map. If you're down, it will be 5D mid-league plus. It's 90C now and it won't drop. It will go up 10C every day. 90C right now. Sure, we can split it. Do I want to invest in it now? Okay. I don't care too much. I just need to make sure I finish buying all my scarabs and whatnot first with my liquid chaos, and then we can see how much I have left. Chaos orbs. People are trying to sell it for 2 per. That is not gonna happen. Chaos orb. People are trying to buy it for 1.3. So that is what? 3. So basically 4 for 1. 4 for 3. 4 chaos for 3 of these. Okay, so if I do chaos here and I go 4 chaos for 3 is the same as 20 for 15, which is 60 for 45. So 45, 60. All we can do is hope it sells, because like people aren't responding for some reason. I want to have 60 of it. I doubt people would. I doubt this will sell out that quick, so I'll probably just keep looking on trade as well. I could do multiple trades. There's this one person that has 30. So if I do 30, assuming they reply. Yo, nobody wants to fucking reply. It is maddening. Okay, let's try this person. 60 for 84. Come on, Mr. Cow. You can do it. Just invite. Just flip it and invite me, please. Lol. Is there a reason they targeted the person? Like, no, they aren't even targeting me. It's this person. What are they waiting for? Why are you trading me? I'm confused. Oh, you're tipping? All right. What is going on here? Where is this person? Where are they? Question mark? Do you not have a desecrate? Or are you new? Or are you new? If you're new, I can explain it. I have no issues with new players, yada yada. Are you new? It's a desecratable spectre. So you socket a desert.
Hail God Slayer.
Where are they?
When I'm ready and not before.
Where the fuck are they? Sockets and cast it. Hold A over the corpse till you see Forge Frostbearer at the top name. Then cast Raise Spectre. Make sure you don't have spell echo equipped when you do. Also take a primal crush claw. You probably need it down the line too. It's the big one in the pile. Like it's right here. You know, I could always just watch where they are throwing their traps and I'll find the person. Oh my lord, the efficiency in the mud. We got 3. We just need 60 more. I think they have a Forge Frostbearer. No. That is not a Forge Frostbearer. Please be the right. Woo! I didn't think you would do it. But oh, you did not disappoint me. Were you hovering the name? It looked like you're just summoning randomly. Use A to see the names before and don't let it go before raising. Oh, then just recast Desecrate. Cast twice for 10 corpses, then check. I doubted Faustus, but he really came in clutch. So I think what we end up needing to do when it comes to dealing with Faustus is we need to plan ahead when we're running out of scarabs. We need to place the order, make sure we are at the top, and then we just wait. Pretty much. You should see the ice spam I see with yours. See any vector throwing a bomb? They are the baskets ones I have, in case you're wondering what they look like, because I don't see you having it. Oh yeah, you do. That's this one right here. I can see the baskets. I can faintly see the baskets. And look at the trap. That took a while. But... bruh. Okay. Nope. Tips are completely optional. Good luck. Have fun. All right. We have our strategy in place. We have our scarabs. We have no divines, at least currency wise. We do obviously have a divine in chaos, I think. And we did not need to really bother with people not responding what we did, but we were able to eventually get everything we needed. We have doubling scarabs, so it's even more important now that it's more important now with doubling scarab that we get quants. So because now our input cost per map has gone up, but in theory we should be making a whole lot more in the way of juice per map. And at 10c a pop, it's really not hard to get 10c worth of juice to counter the costs. Because literally, so long as the output you get is more than 10c, like the amount of juice you get by doubling it is more than 10c, you've made profits. That being said, cornucopia is ideally what I... Oh, nice. Gravicious game.
Death holds no
Get in there.
I'm ill fit for the... You won't regret this.
Everything dies.
Witness the start of a new world order.
So Gravicious is where I would prefer him to be, and Tora is where I would prefer her to be. These are the only two people I even remotely care about when it comes to...
Please put the knife down.
Yeah, the people I remotely care about when it comes to betrayal. And TLDR is you want Tora to be in research and you want Gravicious to be in intervention. The reason is actually pretty simple. You want Gravicious in intervention because... What? Because he drops div scarabs. And you want Tora because she can help you level up gems. And gems can go for good money. One thing I'm going to not like nearly as much when it comes to Replica Covenant is I'm losing a bunch of resists because Replica Covenant doesn't innately have those resists. It has a good chunk of
When I'm ready, and not before.
it has a good chunk of ES, but it doesn't innately have resistances. But that's not too big of a deal, and the reason it's not too big of a deal is because we are also freeing up our boot slots. Our boot slots can then take the resistances we are now lacking. I can't wait till I get to CI, because once I hit CI, the beauty of Replica Covenant is it can work with CI too. I need to also mention that one simple fact that it works with CI, whereas regular Covenant would not, because it adds a health cost. Anyways, the resistances I'm going to be missing from my current chest piece, I just need to put it on my Exile. I'll take it. Did you know that if you drop an Exalt, you basically had a 50-50 chance of dropping either an Exalt or a Divine, and you in theory just got unlucky.
This way, Exile. Put down this board.
So with all the quant and rarity we got, it should be a no-brainer to just have the duplicated Scarab. Mm, 2-7, we'll take this one.
I need more mana.
Do I think the amount of juice I will get from going into Cornucopia is worth it? Maybe. But we also need to remember that to use Cornucopia, I am going to need to get my 6th map device slot. So I would need to pay for a T17 carry pretty much. Oh, I need to do it myself. And we can, in theory, run a T17. Depending on a T17. We're honestly not in a bad spot to try. It just has to be one of my trees that doesn't actually have I guess any Atlas points, and I don't have a single one that doesn't have an Atlas point, so I'll probably just have to take away any bit of extra effect I have on my league start tree and then go run it.
When I'm ready and not before.
But my league start tree has Blight and Expedition, I believe, and Blight and Expedition, well, they don't really make the map tough unless I interact with those nodes, and I would never, and I mean never, touch those nodes in T whatever, T17. What is this? Spring leaf, regen life per second, regenerate life per second. Wait, what? While on low life, freeze duration, and then just regen. Beta Dream NA plus this. What's NA? If I were to try leveling a new character right now in the league, what would I do? I'd go with my current Beta Dream setup with Forge Frostbearers, and I'll use a seed heat breath. That should give them good damage. Or wait, no. Seed heat breath, I think. Yeah, Seed heat breath I think converts phase to cold, so it might actually not be as good with the Forge Frostbearer. But that said, it will be good for every other minion, and you will be using other minions, so that's still what I would use. I love being tanky. Like, you all have no idea how much I detest dying. Like, I hate it so much. So much. Customizing my filter is so fun. Yeah, it is. Like, seeing that one item, like, why the fuck is this here? And I know, if you really look at it, you can eventually get to the point where okay, you can actually use your filter to change items that drop identified, so you can see certain modifiers or not. I think by default certain T1 modifiers already show, but if there's like one in particular that maybe isn't meta that you would like to see, you can alter your loot filter to accommodate that. But yeah, before you know it, your loot filter looks like mine, because I started with the default filter, right? Semi strict, and I went with it. Now I have over 50 changes on my loot filter just on what I don't want to see and what I want to see. And now I barely pick up stuff because that is the way you ideally want to play PoE. This I should probably block because I don't care about rogue markers. But I would not, because there's probably something heist related in the challenges. The only thing I wish I could customize a bit more is what do you call these things again?
Little deal is over. Exile.
Unique items. But that's just by nature. They don't drop identified, and you don't know. The loot filter literally cannot know what item it is. Only you can once you hover the image. So they're just there in case it's something good. But that said, there's probably a tier of unique items you can hide. But the reason I don't hide it is because those tiers, I think, typically they include like things that could be expensive, like say a mage blood or a headhunter. You know, these just would literally just drop as leather belt or heavy belts, so you don't want to hide them. And some of them, they drop as expensive uniques in certain boss areas. So if you were to hide them, you would need to press Alt after you kill the boss just to make sure that you're not losing out on anything. And honestly, in many situations, it's honestly worth it.
It seems a rat has wandered into our hallowed halls.
Ren, let me show you how a Karui fights.
Gods! Not again.
I choose.
I don't see Torah anywhere.
I just can't.
Meh.
I just can't.
The price, not even the risk.
A fair trade until next.
I don't need that. Nobody's going to drop his Scarab anymore. We're done clearing the map. Next, I go for... Where was it again? I think it was here, actually. Enduring Bond counts if you summon the minion off a kill. Enduring Bond? This is Enduring Composure.
Exile.
Enduring Bond. The fuck is Enduring Bond? Enduring Bond, Enduring Bond. I don't know. It's not making sense to me. Why were they just lined up at the edge? Like, this is a waste. I wish it did not do that, but oh well. Two, one, we go for this one. The most feels bad moments when farming harvest is when you initially start and you basically have no currency. Because like initially when I started, I couldn't really afford the Scarabs. Why? Because when it came to the Scarabs, or at least doubling Scarab, it wasn't worth it because it was like 10 20 CA pop, and I just didn't have the liquidity for that, at least at the time. And I'm somebody who I don't like selling juice unless it's by the divine, and the reason being I feel like for the most part it's a waste of energy, because then I have to start counting, and who wants that? So until I farmed up enough to have like a divine, I'm making no currency. And considering this is the strategy I went for, quote unquote liquid money, it kind of, like I said, feels bad. But eventually, like, because of how the node works and how you're going to be taking one of everything, it's going to take a while. But once you get to like your 1 div marks, you typically have 1 div marks for everything. Typically. That was a mistake. I needed to do this.
Thanks to your
That one was a mistake. I should have gone here.
cool winds, blessings.
Oh well, we'll do this map and then go there. I forgot. On the bright side, me forgetting shows I am able to achieve the goal I set out to, which is turning my brain off. I wanted to be able to just turn my brain off on map. That's what I have successfully done. Oh no, we have Mame on here, don't we? Okay, it may have just been that one mob.
Dead. Kill me once, I get bored easy, Exile.
A big tough man like you should.
Ooh, Verisium. Whenever I kill a Verisium node, I tend to check what minions I get. Oh, beautiful. How much are you? 56. Woo. That's nice. I'm gonna stop at like 400, maybe 450. Yeah, probably 450 actually.
When I'm ready and not before.
Who else was Ballast Shuffle? You don't really tell me much by having a unique name, but I think you were the Void Crawler. Forge Skeleton, Void Crawler, Sun Bleached Fallen. Now that couldn't be one of you, right? The bear I don't see being... Yeah, I think it's someone that's already on the map. Sun Bleached Fallen. I'm gonna need to remember that name. You know what I could also do this season specifically? Eventually, when I get to a good enough map sustain and my build feels strong enough and defensively and offensively, but this is probably on the high budget variation. What I could do is I could spec into like the skill up for 8 mod maps and just start running 8 mod maps. Because again, it's like there are so many things that affect your gold income, for example, and keeping an optimal gold income is very, very, it feels good because of the league mechanic.
The weak deserve death. There's only one fate.
If you think I'm going to say or do anything to further your...
The weak deserve death. There's only one gruesome. What? Not even going to try to make...
I probably shouldn't have arrested him. I just realized he was 1 star. Where did we see the harvest node? I think it was bottom right. Yeah, I think it was. Wasn't it somewhere here? No. I'm actually quite surprised it wasn't. I feel like I saw it earlier in my clear. So it must have been top right then. It must have been top right. No. What the hell? Where is harvest? Did it not spawn? No. Okay.
This way, Exile. Kill it, Exile, quickly. When I'm ready and not before.
It feels so good being able to have a health pool this large. Having almost basically 5,000 of health pool, or effective health pool, because ES is technically not health, but just having that be part of what you can eat damage from, and then having 79 max res feels good. And on top of that, still being capped on, almost capped on chaos res. I don't think I'm still capped. I think I'm like 68%, so 7 off. We got unlucky on this map. We didn't get much in the way of juice. We only got 3 plots, I think. You know, if I were to run Cornucopia, I have one problem with Cornucopia. A big problem. That's the Scarab. My problem with Cornucopia is when it says it can spawn T4 mobs of each type, where it says it will spawn T4 of each type if possible, what it can end up doing is it can end up putting blue and purple on like opposite sides of the same plot, and they both have tier 4. And that's just a wasted one. I do not like that at all. But if I were to try to say what my Atlas show would look like if I were to go Cornucopia, I would actually adjust it. I would remove this node and I would put it here. By doing this, we should still see a good chunk of purples and blues, but not nearly as much as we see yellows. So we're still gonna on average see more yellows, but then we see the purple so that they get their tier 4, and the blues so they get their tier 4s. But and then we have these points. Don't I have orbs of unmaking? Haven't I made some? I kind of forgot about that. No, yes I do. This is from when I was spec'd into the Red Atlas. If you're going red altars, you can easily do this, stop here, and with the pack size you should be able to get a decent chunk of chaos orbs. Anyways, this, I don't mind this being here because it's chance for map. These 3 points, where do I want to put them? I wanted a point here, and these 2 can easily, wait, not here, this. What is my current chance? 34. I kind of don't want to take it below that. We'll just do this. Because this one is the same 1% quant node you get here, but you get rarity for this one. And eventually we want to spec more into effect, but we already have effect here. And here. But yeah, more effect is just more quant equal more harvest juice. And I think there's also a universe where we use one of these special scarabs to enhance pack size, which would then apply to
Cool winds.
Come on, these 2 have bruh. I mean, they're both tier 3, so doing them once should unveil Katarina, but I fucked up multiple times, clearly. Clearly fucked up.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Let's be civil this time. No more imprisonment. Just death and politics.
My guy literally disappeared the moment he started losing the fight.
The quickest way to this woman's heart, Coral, was by carving out another's.
Don't cage this flame again. Like defeat.
I'd have made a little more show of it. I can appreciate a killer when I see one. You're
Yeah, so we have their
in Exile, but I doubt you'll bring the tower down.
Has failure taught you nothing, Ron?
ouch.
More deals, Exile?
So in the ideal universe,
I prefer not to rely overmuch on the Eternal One's resurrection. Deaths quickly.
A truce.
it's a shame you didn't come with anyone else. The real shame. Thank you very much. So we see this in the top left. We're done with Syndicate already. We just need to clear the map for want reasons. Quant and gold reasons, to be fair. Trying to fully upgrade our farm, and we're gonna need all the gold we can get. We're currently, I think, level 9. Trying to get to level 10. That would give us an extra plot. I don't know that I have decided exactly where that plot is. Did I say going? I haven't decided. I think I might make it Xanthimum or just whatever else is gonna be. How much do you think you have invested into the build so far? Personally, I think I put like 5 to 8 divines, but with current market prices, it's going to be much cheaper. And the reason I say this is my rate lord, I bought it for 3 divines, and then I spent 2 divines. No, I spent 2 divines getting it to +2 because it was a +1. Current market value rate lord is 2 divines for a +2. So like literally I spent 5-6 divines where you only have to spend 2. So yeah, that's basically the budget. The most expensive piece has been the rate lord and this. We are in the process of going to a higher budget, so instead of being like, let's say this is 5-ish divines, we're going to be spending, we're trying to get some pieces like the replica covenant, which costs me, it's going to cost me like 3-ish divines, give or take, to 6 linkets. And once I have that, I need to get a 1 and yada yada. Just know that one, the budget range is looking at like more closer to 15 to 20 divines, but the strength should be a lot stronger than what you're currently seeing. But yeah, it's not too much investment into this one. And if you want to see what it looked like cheaper, that sounds really good. I didn't expect this last time they're available. They're so good. They feel good. There is one thing that people say, it is, at least on POB, it is kind of difficult to scale their damage into like ultra end game. So that is a bridge we'll cross when we get to it, I guess. But for now, I have had no issues scaling them. Like literally no issues. As you can see, their damage is still pretty good. These are Yo, what the fuck? Oh, you have Soul Eater, that's why. Soul Eater is so overtuned where it just gives like, it's literally just 90% damage reduction until the thing is isolated for a period amount of time, which is just dumb. But anyways, I'm digressing. Right now I have no issues with scaling them. I still have a lot I could do to increase my current DPS. And if on POB it is hard to scale their damage, like their DPS really high, I would question how accurate POB's DPS calculation is for them. Because again, this is very budget, and I'm able to, like, yes, I think on POB I feel like it should easily show me millions of damage. I haven't checked my DPS. I should at least with this setup have a couple million DPS, let's say at least 2-3 mil DPS. It's probably higher. I'm just I'm low balling it, like very low balling it. POB didn't show DPS damage properly, but it was really good in game. Okay, then in that case, I suspect that is the case because there are multitudes of like different specters and whatnot that this is the case for. Like I think about Needle Horror from Affliction League. That one is notorious for being hard to calculate on POB, or not, or just practically being impossible for POB to calculate. I don't think POB can actually properly calculate its damage. Like for example, I saw a Needle Horror code convert that was doing insane like single target DPS, and then on POB when I imported it with Needle Horror, it showed like 18 mil. I'm like, that is not 18 mil DPS. And that ironically is what I want to build next. I want to make a Needle Horror build once I'm done with the Forge Frostbearers. So I'm not going to rely on POB for damage numbers, it seems, but I am going to use them to see what exactly is a damage increase versus what isn't a damage increase.
When I'm ready and not before.
Let's see how you fare in my arena. Ho, Exile. Careful.
They clearly don't trust you.
Friend. A surprise upset. Good show.
You know, Haku's in-game model is much bigger than you would expect it to be.
My methods, because he can take it.
This is research. There's nobody I'm interested in here. Are you thinking about going Spectres, or what's the plan? Are you currently going Spectres? Are you playing something entirely different from Minions or something? Are you considering picking them up again? I'm hoping that, and this is obviously, there's no way to know this, and this is just what I would love for to happen after this league. I would love if Settlers of Kalgar goes core, and of course it's definitely not happening next 3.26, for example, but I would love for it to go core, and I would love for, you know, Verisium to be a source of Forge Frostbearers, because then we would then Forge Frostbearers would then be introduced into the core game pool in that very easy way, and you could actually make a stable guide for Forge Frostbearer. It could be because it's a very comfortable league starter.
You should have no trouble in that dark.
I was in red maps with literal trash gear. Like when I say trash gear, I mean I was using gloves from campaign that all they provided for me was life and maybe the base armor it had. It didn't have any armor stats on it or nothing, just the base armor it had. It wasn't even 4 sockets, and I was in red maps. So like, it is insane for league starts. They just hard carry on, and all I spent at that point was 7 chaos on my bitter dream and 1 chaos here and there. But yeah, what is this? Oh, level of chaos. This is not the best. It only has level of chaos. The ES tiers are quite bad. I thought if they were better tiers, I could actually potentially look at selling this. But it just has chaos and then 2 max ES, res, yada yada. It's not gonna sell, so I'll just take something I don't have, which is this. Okay, destroy. All right, we've done our set of like 5 maps. We can go. You can go mess with Settlers of Calgary now. I think we have enough gold to upgrade the farm. And I also need to check. Do we have? We have 1 hour's worth of gold, so we don't have a lot in here. We have 76k. So basically, what I'm going to do is I am going to upgrade it because it's only costs gold. And then, yeah. Anyways, I guess this is next. For now, let's get blue Santimum. Actually, this is going to be the flex plots, and I'm thinking for now we get a foodstuff that Calgor wants. No, Calgor is done. We just need to finish our Calcome. All right. Who still needs food? You need wheat. So I think we just focus on wheat for now. So that one actually goes to wheat. Because like we don't need Xanthimum too much. We have 5k. This needs it for its upgrade, but like that's about it. All right, take it all. 8 hours from now is too early, so we're gonna still need to add some more gold. Just need to make sure I remember to do that. And then we'll just put wheat here, so that should grow wheat. And then we need to recruit. We need to recruit farmers. Corrupted blood cannot be inflicted. Nice. Chance to block spell while dual wielding. Okay. Increase damage, increase cast speed with fire skills, increase attack speed. So this would be good for. This would be good for a fire spell skill or fire attack skill rather. What's a fire attack speed that this would be useful for? What's a fire attack skill? Period. I'm thinking it maybe a melee skill, fire arrow, burning arrow rather. But this is cast speed and this is attack speed. So I guess it could be a spell too because it has cast speed. But yeah, that corrupted is nice. And this would have, and this switch would have been cool, but if all T1 but meh. It has increased effects. It has fire res, evasion, early res. I mean, it's medium, so it's nice, but nah, I'm not feeling it. This would have been good if it had life in place of evasion. If you had life in place of evasion, 100%. I'm gonna hire you.
I'll give them the tour.
Rank 7 mining, rank 7 smelting, rank 7. Obviously, I'm gonna hire you. Mining. Mining is not a priority, but sure.
Great choice. I've got plenty more eager to sign up.
Obviously. I genuinely just want to get.
I've got plenty more.
Leave my smelting alone.
I'll get right on that.
I just want rank 5 fishing or farming rather.
Here's the
Finally, rank 6. That was my last reroll. I'm not touching anything else. Jesus Christ. So bad. What is our population? Over 60. What is 7 over 60? It's not 7, my guy. All my blue xanthemum. Oh, this is wheat. Okay.
Sonya will make good use of them. Sonya will make good use of them.
Now let's see. These are all 6s. There are 2 4s here. Maybe I replace them. What is the minimum you have? You have 3 4s, and your highest is a 6. You already have an 8, so I think it's only fair the other one gets an 8 as well. Yeah, so who has the highest wage cost among the 4s? You have insanely higher than this guy. So remove. I think it's inefficient because he had this, so this was just increasing the cost for no reason.
The shipping lanes will be somewhat safer.
Then you. Oh, these are disenchanters. I was like, did someone die on me? The answer is no, no one died. This is map device. Map device 4.
The choice is made.
Put on 7.
It's dangerous work, but they can handle it.
Should I upgrade my map device? I know I'm not using it much now, but I will. The answer to that question is no. In case you're wondering, it is absolutely not. We're going to fire the person. All right, so now let's deal with these. We got many good smelters, but the reality is, I guess there are some that need more work, like Orichalcum needs more work. You can go, that's a 3.
Good apprentice for Danik.
Are there any? There are more 3s. You're a 4. There are 4s in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this 4, slap on this guy.
Good apprentice for Danik.
Then I'm going to find somewhere that has a 3, and I'm going to put the 4 there. It's not much better, but it's slightly better. And then I'm just going to remove all the 3s we have. Then we're mining, we got a 7. The thing is, my mining is already very efficient. Like, they don't waste, they don't play. They do not play. Like, look at this. This is all that's left. So I don't think I need to sweat anyone who is... I don't think there's even a single 3 here. Yeah, this is a 6. What are you doing taking 361 an hour? You're taking 361 an hour, my guy. No!
The choice is made. One more for the mines.
This guy, who is better than you, is taking half the amount of money you are. You know what? These people who have 2 of the highest are a big no. No. I think it's because they're the same rank, so the wage is just disgusting. Because like this one is not nearly as bad. This is a rank 6, but it's a rank 4 here. I think it's when they're the same rank, it maybe adds them together. It adds both wages and it's like, here's your wage. Like, bruh, no, you. Do I have anyone else I need to worry about in terms of stupid wage costs? You have a disturbingly high wage cost, Paul. So do you. But this guy's still worse. Let's make sure none of you have the same problem. I'm literally gonna check through everything. Make sure there's no one that's just exorbitant. This guy is 1K per hour. This guy wants to be paid 1,000 an hour for mapping. 1,000. Yo, those map runners, they be living in luxury like 4 times the amount of this. Like, yeah, it's dangerous work, but like, goddamn, 1,000? 1,000. All right. We've dealt with everything. Get the fuck out. Am I bugging? Isn't this the guy that had like, oh no, it's this one, 300. There he is. Get him! Okay. Whew, 300. A tier 7 was taking way less than that. That is mine. Like, that reveals part of how the system works, right? So I'm not even mad at it. What did I want to do? I wanted to buy a Black Morrigan, but I am currently broke. So I'm going to farm up these until I have 2 Divines worth, or I could liquidate my Veiled Orbs. They have proven to not be selling at 1.5, so I'm just going to take them out. Here they are selling for 1.3, so I can put them up for 2.6. 2.8 over 2. Oh, I can't do 2.8 over 2, eh? 1.4. My 1.3. If I'm not putting point. Oh. If I'm not putting, what's the word? If I'm not putting 2 of them at the same time, I might as well just do that. Alright, while we wait for that to sell and give me the money I'm going to then use to... Even if they sell though, I don't believe... Let me think. If they sell... What am I thinking? I'm thinking if I sell, I still can't... Okay, that's not entirely true. I can afford to buy one of the Black Morgans to 6 link because it costs like 3.2. But I will still need to find... Thank you.
Everything dies.
I like how it's like a giant's hand coming to squash what do you call it? They kind of look like zits, and a giant hand just comes to squash it like pop.
Holds no terror for me.
Yeah, Gravicious rank 3 is priority. Anyone else is...
Not even the Red Blader is brute.
I'll keep my end of the deal. Just remember this.
So once we get Katarina, we should be getting divination scarabs from Mr. what's his face, Gravicious. And we getting that. We getting that. Hopefully we get... Wait, a divination? You know, on second thought, I don't think divination scarabs are the best. So I shouldn't even bother too much with him. Or is there a really expensive divination scarab I haven't seen yet?
Nearly yet again. Did the victor go the spoils?
Because I want to say no, right?
This is your reward. And the strong get stronger.
We haven't gotten a single altar this map. That's unfortunate.
Consider me miffed.
That boast dances in school.
Be a friend. Don't lock me up again. Was that really Exile? You'll
I expect you will come at us with a new strategy next time, Bacon.
So it looks like we're not getting any altars this map.
When I'm ready, and not
Sad. Wasn't it somewhere around here? Guess it was here. Oh, I had the wrong end in mind.
this way, Exile. Kill it, Exile. Quickly.
Oh, I have to deal with crush claws. The reason, let's see, vulture. I think after this map we can actually take some time to actually plan out the POB, because I started working on the POB earlier today, but I'm not done with it by any means for the mid-budget, right? I want to know exactly what I'm getting. I have a good idea, bruh. I have a good idea what it is I want. I know for my current setup, nothing too important changes. You know what happened here? I think I actually died before I saw that I died. I saw... Oh. In my mind, I was like, did I just fuck myself up by leveling up a feeding frenzy? This is a feeding frenzy going from level 18 to 19. So this one should be the recipient of my next Torah. So it was this move it did, the one where it jumps on you and it does a big like bomb. I think that killed me, but it didn't register locally that this move in particular had killed me. Until it just, I don't know if it was playing catch up or some weird stuff, but because I was like, huh, that didn't kill me, question mark. Maybe I blocked it. That was what was going through my head, but then I die randomly for no reason. I clearly didn't block it.
I need more mana.
Low-key, I got a cosmetic yesterday from the mystery boxes. I decided to get myself 10 mystery boxes. And I got a cosmetic that kind of makes me feel like Doctor Strange. Because if you look at my character, you see I'm walking, right? You know, walking, and then eventually my cape just comes from underneath and I start riding it. Like, yeah, no more walking from here. And then if I stand still long enough, it goes back to my back. Can't see because of my minions, but it's on my back right now and I'm running the end. So I find it pretty cool. All right, let's look at POB, shall we? Path of building. Okay, let's move this over here. I also haven't fully decided on the tree. This is I'm trying not to use all the points like 122 or 123. Maybe I'll try to skip some points too. I don't know. This is a point we probably skip. Because what I am thinking right now, this is probably not the most important because it doesn't give too much life. However, so long as we are using some armor and life, this is a pretty nice node to have. Pretty good to have. And right now in game, I currently have this node selected. So this is what I'm currently thinking the tree is gonna look like with a cluster. This I'm going to I plan to get a perfect warlord. So instead of having 7-1 support, I'll have 6-1. And the 2 supports will be the Crush Claw you see me have in game, which is pretty good. And the perfect warlord. The perfect warlord is going to be a source of endurance charges, which is how we get max it to be decently high, as well as, you know, max res. The biggest disadvantage to using a replica covenant versus using a +1 spectre chest, and it's actually a noticeable disadvantage. It's with the +1 spectre chest. If I can find it. POB is being slow. There we go. This guy. Add modifier. Build. Fizz. Okay, I know what to do. Add enhancement. No, not that one. Add implicit. And I just need fizz. It's not here, is it? Oh, it is. I didn't know they had changed this. Okay, if they've changed it, then sure. 10% base, it goes up. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So that's the biggest disadvantage. It's if I switch to a Val Regalia, DPS drops sizably, but max hit pull increases. But DPS doesn't necessarily drop because I want to. This is assuming we have a 3 mortar overlap. I feel like we get up to 5 in many bosses, but let's just go off of 3. This is 3 times 8, which is honestly miscalculated. It should be 3 times 6, which is 18. So it should be 18 with the what's his face replica covenants. So let's say 6.4 is the DPS, right? With the Val Regalia, we get another set of 3, so this then goes up to 21. So it's not much of a DPS loss from losing the support gem. At least it doesn't look like on paper, but we all know this isn't accurate. But it also, even if it's not accurate, it kind of tells us general directions DPS is leaning towards, I think. At least I think it can do that pretty respectfully. So yeah, 6.391 versus... Plus here we'd have 7 specters and 2 supports. Versus... How many was it again? 18. Yeah, 18. So 18, something is wrong. So 18 with replica covenant is 6.1. Did something happen? $6.1, and then Var Regalia with 21, which is the extra Spectre. 6.3. Hold up, I could have sworn that the other one was 6.4. Let me see. Let me see if I can replicate 6.4 if I just switch this without reducing it. It's 7.1. But that's not it. That is not it. Did I have it on 19 on accident? Maybe. Maybe I had it on 19. So yeah, according to this, +1 Spectre chest is just better in terms of DPS, which I find interesting. Because if I had to pick one or the other, I would personally prefer +1 Spectre chest, especially considering like Replica Covenant. It only gives ES, and I guess int, but we don't need ints. Okay, it does give 10% increased life, so it's not just ES. It gives you a sizable health pool, but if you compare that to the Var Regalia, who just has, in this case, tier 2 life, and then the +1 Spectre, you're looking at more life. You can have the Syrian Exarch implicit. Is it Exarch or Eta? I guess it's Eta. So what are we gonna get from Exarch in this case? That's not what we're gonna get. We can get Ores, but Ores doesn't seem like it's what we want to do here. Tempest Shield has increased buff effects. We aren't capped on our block, so this isn't bad, but no. Recoup as life. Ideally not. Increased effect of offering. This is DPS, not bad. This is what we want. This is what I was looking for. So this is ideally what we want. Let's see if we can get the next one. Now we have even high. The difference between both of them in terms of sustain or defenses just grows. Where is Garb of the Ephemera? Please get no, I said Garb. Where the fuck is Garb? Please. I want to honestly just delete everything that's not used, but then to delete the Var Regalia and or the Replica Covenants. Okay. So like this, 75k EHP versus 70k, and look at the max hit. This is, you gain over 1,000 base max hit just by using this. But of course, this is assuming you're using a Var Regalia base. You could easily have a worse base or something. How much have I spent on my Covenant so far? Not much, right? I haven't spent much on this yet. I just bought it and I bought it for like 20C, and I got 6 sockets to whatever. 6 socket was 360 of these. How much would that be? How much is the divine? So it's like a third of a divine at best. Why is Light Eater taken? Light Eater is taken because we want instant leech. We don't care too much about the ES recovery per second from leech because we're not leeching ES, but we need the 10% of leeches instant. It gives us a lot of sustain that we definitely need. I think we still take Rumi's concoction because keeping the block as high as possible is just ideal. What else do we want to do in this setup? So if we're going Val Regalia, everything else can technically stay the same. This tree has reduced crits. It has these nodes taken for reduced crits. So currently, I think with this POB, we're reducing crit by 60%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that is 30%, 30%. That's 60% reduced crit, which gives us a lot of sustain from crits. Then we have this for block. There was a universe I was considering dropping these two and linking up here, as I will just get more stats. But the reality is, you know what I should do? Let's try something. We're 122, right? I want to try this. I want to try this. So then we cut here off. And we cut here off. 121. We've already saved a point in coming down here. Then we cut all of this off. I mean, let's just look at our stats, right? We had 12k before. We had 4,800 life. But if instead of this area, which is not nearly as important, if instead of that we do this, we still get 4,100 life. No, we're not taking any points from those masteries. Because I am thinking of using a second jewel or having some more nodes into this for more damage and as well as what, just straight up life. This ends up with us losing a good chunk of our armor. I think that's the biggest thing. We lose armor from here, we lose life from here, because this is just 10% increased life. This is increased life and flat life, which is big. We also lose armor from this area, but we keep our block chance and a lot of the important things. So maybe I'm thinking of it wrong. Maybe I should be looking here. So that's 2 points that can go in there, but I would still need to save more if I really want to invest in a second cluster. I would have to maybe remove this wheel, but you kind of need this if you want to seriously invest in crits. What else can we do? We can technically remove here because we still have regen from here, but it's just unideal to not have the minion life we get. This is 20% minion life, but I guess we can technically make do without it and get another large cluster jewel. But even here, we're still kind of struggling in terms of points. Like now at 123, I don't want to be at 123, so we still have to cut points away from somewhere else. We can choose to save 2 points from here, reducing our max fire and lightning. But I feel like that's unideal. I feel like that is not something I want to do. It's 1 point for max lightning, max fire. It's 1 point. I don't think it makes sense to remove it. I could spec less into block. This is something I could do. Removing this would remove 18% spell block chance. But spell block chance and regular block as a whole is important. They are important defensive layers. 10k phase max it is also not nearly enough to what I want to do, and this is with everything up, I believe. Flasks are up. Defensive is up. Where is molten shell? Yeah, it's up. So like this is not nearly good enough. I need better defensive layers. Because one thing I would say is I can't stand squishy characters. I've tried multiple times. I just cannot stand it. I have an idea. It might be dumb. But let's see. One. Maybe. What the fuck is this? Is POB doing? Why would it do this into this versus this into this, my guy? Why? Now this is linked. So then we can remove this, which is minion damage, yada yada. We can remove this. And we can remove this if we put this. So if we put 2 points into here, we can remove this entire arc. But then we lose here. We can put that here. So this, remove. Then Soul Eater would go in there. And what do I do? How do I replace this one? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I could, in theory, just put this, and that should replace it. That gem goes in there. But again, we then overshoot. And overall, DPS wise, it doesn't look like it's doing too hot. Because we were at 6 mil before, 6.1 mil. Now at 5.9 mil. Which means the tweak is not worth it. We were better off the way it was before. Okay. Yeah, in that case, sure. So this should be 18. So it is 6.1, okay. So I wasn't bugging out. So yeah, let's plan for the VAR Regalia, because that I think is what I would ideally want to have. In the VAR Regalia, add implicits. Do I just want +2 max res? Sorry about that. Because this is all res. And because it's all res, it includes chaos res. This would genuinely make me so much tankier because it's +2. So then all my max reses go to 81. But do I want to compare that with increased effects? Effect in this case of auras would buff zealotry, precision, determination, purity of elements. It doesn't touch Tempest Shield, I don't think. It would buff 4 things, in turn buffing my offense and defense, and not just my personal defense. And it also buffs my minions defense, because then they have the stronger aura applied to them. Increased effect of non-cross auras, yeah, we'll go for that one. And then add implicits, Eater Worlds. damage from hits taken as... I'm going with lightning. I'll say fire because of the content I currently do. Add it as fire. This isn't 20 quality? Wait a second. Body ES. Oh my lord! They updated it! I've been looking at VAR Regalia, there's not Twilight in here. Literally this afternoon, I checked and VAR Regalia wasn't here, but I guess maybe that was what the update did. Let me check. Check for updates. Oh, invite. Point 6 is 77. Meh. 0.6 is 77, right? Yeah. Missing out on 6 chaos. But it doesn't matter too much. Or does it? Okay, no, it's not as low as 0.5, so it's fine. It's fine. Keep your pitchforks down. It's fine. It's just 6 chaos. So where were we? Oh yeah, we'll get rid of Bones of Valor. Don't want that. What do we want as boots instead? We could go pure ES or we could go ES armor. I like ES armor bases because in theory they give me a decent chunk of ES and armor to where I can eat physical damage a bit better. Especially considering how we are not going to be how do I put this? Especially considering how we already, if we just go pure ES, we have basically fuck all flat armor. And having flat and not having flat armor and flat armor being nerfed on determination, you know, those, it's not good. Not good. So I feel like if I compare this with ES, one problem I had though is when you compare ES and ES armor, at least with numbers I ran in the past, pure ES was able to eat more physical damage than ES armor, which is very awkward. That is very awkward. Paladin boots or Warlock boots. Right now we are ES life armor, so we are... Let's go armor ES for now, while we're in the medium budgets. Then we go life for the boots. We want decent life and we want movement speed. And after all the time with Bones of Valor, this is important. Do not get one without movement speed. For suffixes, we'll leave them open as usual. I would like, honestly, I would like this, but I have no idea what's like. Going about crafting this would be tricky because you can technically just spam movement speed until you hit life in terms of essences, and then you go from there. You know, you craft the last, you could slam the last prefix, then prefixes cannot be changed. Reforge chaos, get your suffixes that way. You could technically do that, and that'd be a very easy way to do it. However, there is no deterministic way of getting armor ES unless you land on this, like you land this, and your suffixes are not full. Then you can just go prefixes cannot be changed, reforge defenses and hope it gives you armor ES, because this is defenses, but this is also defenses. But either way, there's no defense that you would hate except maybe this one. Like, obviously, ideally, you want to have this one or any of these ones. They're also fine. That honestly might be the ideal one. You roll movement speed until you hit life and an open prefix, and then you reforge defense, fill up the prefix, and then reforge chaos, get your chaos res boots, and then influence it. Because this is not going to be this is not +2 specters. I think +2 specter would be higher budgets. I don't think I would want to put this in the mid budgets. Implicit wise, Spirit Offering seems like a no-brainer. Like, it genuinely seems like a no-brainer. Unless the only other thing we can do here is if we want to drop Purity of Elements. If we want to drop Purity of Elements, we can go for Chance to Avoid Being Shocked and go for Storm Shroud, and then just find a different Joe to put Avoid Being Shocked. I think if you put that in your belt, you can easily become ailment immune. That's like an easy solution, because I think Ghastly Eye Jewels can roll up to 40% chance to avoid being shocked. Only thing is, getting that 40% as well as cold damage might be expensive, but that is what we could try to do. But in any case, Spirit Offering is nice, and then we go for Eater. What do we want on Eater? Regen Life Per. This is not bad. I'm thinking Avoid Bleeding. Increase armor from equipped helmet and gloves. Yeah, I think Avoid Bleeding is just the way to go. Bleeding is a very annoying effect, and if you can avoid it, go for it. Something like this. Suffixes fill up with attributes and yada yada, and that would become the new boots. For gloves, you know, one thing I want to do, let's get rid of the things we're not using. All right, that has trimmed a lot of the clutter. We're currently at 6.3, which is we haven't lost DPS, at least not notable DPS. What we could do is, we have armor ES gloves, we have armor ES boots, yada yada. For the gloves, you probably want to essence craft them to get, and then try to get life on them. But if you essence craft them, I believe you can get minion damage. With it, definitely you can get up to 30% minion damage. And then all you're looking for is life, and if you can get extra life, good. 20% quality, of course. And Searing Exarch, Eater World. Searing Exarch is, I feel like what used to be here is like Chance to Unnerve was what I would ideally want. But like, I'm not going to be hitting all that much, so we're just going to go for minions deal increased damage. Just tier 2, nothing higher. Anything higher, and I'm not going to do it personally. Then for Eater of Worlds, there's also nothing particularly useful here. I mean, there's exposure, but again, we would have to hit for that. And I think currently, we have no sockets that can easily hit. We are currently very socket starved. So we just go chance to suppress spell damage. Like, that's the only thing that even remotely works. We're not going for suppress, but not much of a choice. Besides, we do get some suppress when our court is up, so maybe we'll suppress like 1 in 10 spells. Who knows? Who cares? It's just the best thing that we have available to us. You know, one thing we could do if we save some points, like save these points. I don't want to, if I'm not going to do what I did before, then I don't want to remove those points. But there is a dual socket here I would really love to access. Like this, I think I get that in place of that. I lose 20%, but this is a lot though. This is 20% damage and 15% max life. And this is just 20% damage, so like 35 damage, 15 life is what I lose for this socket. Is it worth 35 damage, 15 life? Is it worth it? That is the question. Because what I would get here is A, I could get Storm Shroud. B, I could get like an impossible escape and try to get more recovery rate or something. And with that, I then try to fit in a different amulet that is not always uprising or something else. Or maybe I pick up more max shares. You know, I could impossible escape it. I could just get something like this where I get cold damage and max life and maybe a chance to avoid some ailment or something. But I don't think these stats are worth giving up on the minion stats we lose by dropping these two. But to be fair, flat damage is very, very, very good. Flat damage is very good. Because if you look at increased damage, how much increased damage do we currently have? We have 451. No, this is flat. Increase is 549. We have almost 600% increase. Whatever. You know, one thing I'm thinking of, this is probably going to be the higher budget, but I could impossible escape this and then put a timeless jewel here. Is one that's gonna give me slumlords and just get like 2 to 3 slumlords for free. Like if I get it here, if I get it like here, I think they're typically in the range. This is typically out of the range, but then these nodes become useless. It's that thick blue line that determines slumlords or the timeless jewel. I don't think there's any reason why I lose this either. Okay, we have All's Uprising, Hungry Loop, Bone Ring, Darkness Enthroned. Then for Darkness Enthroned, we do not have special mods, so let's fix that. This is specifically for the Darkness Enthroned variant. Is that the one used everywhere? No, I think everywhere uses plus 31, right? Plus 31 life, plus 31 life, plus 30. You should be plus 31 life. And for now, let's just remove this. What if I do this? Same amount of points, but I gain way more life. Less crit reduction though, but I gain more life, more armor. This is 15 like look at this, 83k EHP, 13k phase max hits, 13k, 33k. If we just undo it, $32, 13k. Okay, it's not that much of an increase, I guess. Armor is slightly less naturally. Hmm. %20 increase armor, 15%. So we're losing 30% increase armor, but we gain 23%. So we don't gain quite as much armor, I don't think. But we gain a lot more maximum ES and maximum life to compensate. Either way, this is slightly more what's what I'm looking for here? Economical? Efficient? This is slightly more defensive. But then we're further away from here. But it also makes me feel less like I'm wasting a point. Is there really nowhere we can shave points off of to where we can get these two? Because without Feasting Fiends here, we have to get it here. If we get Feasting Fiends here, we can forego this Cluster Jewel. If we forego the Cluster Jewel, our minions will be squishier, I guess. Let's do this instead. This is a Quickening Covenant. Let's just make this a Quickening Covenant. And then with the points, we do that. I double clicked it. POB is being very slow for some reason. Like insanely slow. But anyways, chance to avoid being shocked or ignited. You can get either one of these two. We have the option of going Storm Shroud. Which makes it so modifiers to avoid being shocked apply to all elemental ailments. Going this obviously makes it so you become going this and 250% in your 100%, or even just 150% in your 100% darkness enthroned will make you ailment immune. But this is assuming you have a 100% darkness enthroned. But a chance to avoid being shocked can do it. I think there's one for ignites, but I don't remember the name of the one for ignites. Let's go immunity. Ailment immunity. Where is Storm Shroud? Storm Shroud isn't shown here, so this I can't find what I want. It's basically Storm Shroud, but with is it Ruby Jewel or whatever? Chance to not reduce. Actually, no, that one is not as good because reduced ignite duration applies to all skills. Black flame. Fire song, that's the one. It's modifies to ignite duration apply. So you need to reduce ignite duration by 100%. 100% reduced duration. And you would then get immunity. But this is chance, and chance is here, so we could very well do that. Drop purity of elements, and in place of purity of elements, you go like discipline or something that would actually make us tankier. Or DPS wise, we have no good auras is the problem. Like not a single good aura aside like zealotry, and we already use zealotry. We can't use hatred because hatred is now just purely phase as extra, and they have no phase damage. We can make ourselves tankier with flesh and stone. We can use discipline. We can use haste. Yeah, we can use haste. Why not? It increases the dexterity requirement though. Right now, dexterity requirement is just 119. Going haste will take that up to 155. That's just the biggest downside, I think. In any case, that is in a universe where we have the budget to do that. For now, since this is medium budget, we're just going to go with hinders with spells, and then we're going to copy and paste this. Paste it, and this one is going to have, instead of hinder, it's going to have something else. I'm trying to remember what it's supposed to have. Leech. I wanted to put leech, but leech is unnecessary, and the reason leech is unnecessary is because we plan on going feasting fiends. Chance to avoid being shocked. Let's do chance to avoid being shocked. How much is a storm shot? Wealthy Exile be like, you have 40D in stash value. Yeah, right. Yo, Wealthy Exile be making you feel like you're rich. And I mean, to be fair, it's not wrong per se. It's not 40 divines, but you do have currency. The way I use Wealthy Exile is I look at my Wealthy Exile stash and I think to myself, oh, where is my money coming from? Oh, I have enough of this. Okay, it's not quite to the point where I want to sell it, but I know, okay, it will get there. I see silver oil is pretty high up there. Cool. If I run more blighted maps, I probably sell this. I see amber oils, yada yada. This I see it, I'm like, then I go in game and I sell it. This I use it to farm, so I'm not bothered. This I use to farm, I'm not bothered. This I see is stacking up. Oh, that's nice, and then I use it to sell. So while I don't believe, oh, I have 26 divines in like stash world, I just generally use this to see where can I gain money from at this moment. Where is all the hordes of like materials I have been hoarding? Where is it? That right there is a tool I really missed when I was playing Torchlight, because Torchlight doesn't have anything like that, and you just kind of have to, like, if you farm for long enough, you're just like, where the fuck do I have money? What is valuable? You know, it's like, what do I have? What did I get that I can sell? I know I saw some big drops. What are they? Where are they? Like, at least with like Wealthy Exile, it can point you in the right direction. So what was I doing again? I wanted to check the price of... I wanted to check the price, not this one. Let's open a new tab. How do I close this? Storm Shroud. Let me see if it's something that can go into the medium budget. No, it isn't. We're never going to bother putting in the medium budget, because that's expensive. So instead of chance to avoid being shocked, if we are to drop Purity of Elements, the one ailment we are trying to avoid is Ignite. We want chance to avoid Ignite, and the reason we want chance to avoid Ignite is because in theory you're getting freeze immunity from here. You're getting shock immunity from Tempest Shield. So Ignite is the only major ailment that's still open. You know, it's still there to worry about. But one thing I will say is not having to deal with elemental ailments in the form of sap when dealing with the league mechanic is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Now, granted, if it says if you apply to the Eldritch minions and they apply sap on hits, then your minions will get sapped, and there's nothing you can do about that. Unless you have Purity of Elements, then they are ailment immune as well, which is big. So I have to see this. Where is my Purity of Elements? There you are. Let's put haste in here and let's see if this gives a substantial... Does it make too much of a difference? Why are you so fucking slow though? You're gonna combine, you know what, save, close, reopen. You're still slow. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not looking for combined DPS right now. Let me out. Good. Combined DPS is typically the fast one though. So why is it so bad? So if I do hit DPS, are you quicker? No, it's not. I guess I just accept that this POB is slow. Maze map. All right. Invite. You don't have to split it? You sure? We can. I don't particularly care either way. Like we very well can. Because I was considering buying. Do you have K blood? I think it is. Coward's Trial, rather, not K blood, Coward's Trial. Because Coward's Trial gives a crafting modifier that's very nice to have. What's the name of it again? I think it's prefixes or suffix. I think it's prefixes cannot be changed. That comes from there. I was thinking of buying that and running that. Because I'm probably going to be doing a bunch of crafting in the near future. And just having that is, you know, nice. Visual clarity in the mud. Oh, they have walls so you can't jump. Ooh. Let me see if I can do the other one too. Oh, no. Wait a second. Where are the other traps? We can't do them yet? Question mark? Okay, I guess we can't. All right. Kind of hoping we could split. How much damage does the trap do? I wonder. I mean, I don't want to fuck around and find out. Say that much. So there is absolutely no intention of finding out. You shall not see. It's pretty much what you all said here. Like there's spark going off, there's lightning strike, there, you know, everything. There's everything going on, and it's essentially like, bruh. All right, let's go. GG's. Thank you. That is one challenge done. What challenge is it even under? I wonder. I have done every other one but Twilight Temple. Oh, it's under Remarkable Returns. Oh, Remarkable Realms. Oh, you've done all the others? Oh, cool. I have Coward's Trial to do, and I have K-Blade and Vinctar. But these two obviously give Atlas passive points. I'm going to do them. Twilight Temple. I feel like there's a reason for Twilight. I feel like I found a Twilight Temple actually. Do I have one? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Thought I did. But anyways, Coward's Trial is what I'm going to do next. 100%. Haste. So according to POB, you've done Temple? Oh no, I haven't. I haven't done Twilight Temple. I thought I had one in my bank, but I don't. So haste is a big DPS increase. So if we can, we definitely want to go for haste rather than purity of elements. We definitely want to. Because like, if we look at their... where you are? I don't know, the blue threw me off. Attack / cash rate is 3 per second, but then once you turn on haste, it goes up to 3.6, which is big. It's basically half an attack more per second, which means in 2 seconds you've done 1 extra attack, and that's across 7 minions. So that's big. So every 2 seconds you've essentially done 7 more attacks. Oh, you're doing it? Okay, invite. I'm gonna go top side. These are also minions I considered. What do you call them? The curtain minions. These sentinels? Not exactly these ones. The one I considered were the ones that are from Synthesis. They're apparently pretty decent.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
No one has done this? Okay. Nothing here. Okay. I think what we have left is there is a middle room, something like that. I think it's like here. Nope, it's not this. I remember being consistently stuck with this area until randomly. Okay. I have to go this way, don't I? Boy, Lunaris, you coming anytime soon? Okay, thank you very much. All right, 3 points. I'll take it. And I will put you... I don't even know where I'm going to put you. Probably here. So yeah, ideally we want to eventually fit in a haste. If we can afford a storm shroud, then all we have to do is find a 50%. We might even sack some damage, like take a lower minion damage one, just make sure it's a 50% chance to avoid shock we get here. Or we could have chance to avoid shock here, then get a lower than 50% one. But I think I prefer Spirit Offering. Spirit Offering is just more DPS. I feel like this is wrong. It should be 2, and it wipes out the initial implicits. Yeah, something like this. Like that's how it actually works. So I think this is a decent medium budget version. The main expenses going from the low budget to medium budget is 1, 2, and these 2 are the biggest expenses, and I guess there are some expenses here and there, but those 2 are primarily the bigger expenses, and they allow you to spec more into crits. I think we got them to 30% crit chance if we're able to get crit on the wand, crit on the shield, but that's if we're not, then you know we're not. It is what it is. But yeah, I think this is a decent POB. We also went for this Plague Bringer just because it gives them more AoE, and if we're not going Bone Offering, then there's no point going Mistress of Sacrifice. That is why we're not block capped like we were previously. If we went with Mistress of Sacrifice, then we get to way higher block chance. Way higher. Not even close. Then in the high budgets, the goal would be getting an aggressive wand. Get an aggressive wand, become CI. Pretty much. So respect into CI. That would be what the high budget would look like. We would still want to go block, but no life. So we might end up doing a kind of path. I don't think we'll go through here, to be honest. I think we go like down here into here. But we need to be able to get to this node. Or now we need to get to this node. The reason we need to get to this node is because without this node, we technically have shield mastery, so we can get the +1 chance or block AD, but we need the 3%, the 3% here and the 4% here. That's 7%, and of course 1 all res. 7% is big. We could, and hear me out on this, we could also go for Impossible Escape and do this and just pick up the area, and the mastery pick up here. That's another option we could do. Or since we're going to be going through CI, we'd pass through here. Maybe we come down here. We come down here so we get this and this, and then we pick up the actually this one we don't have the node I'm talking about. Oh, that last one is actually big for spell block. Now that I look at it, it's big. So if we get to cap block attack, you can essentially go for like 25% block spell chance, and that's just free block spell chance for free. With that one node, you only have to worry about blocking. You only have to worry about like 50% of block spell damage versus all 75%. And we all know that it means if you take that one node, you can replace Tempest Shield's chance to block with this to essentially give you not exactly the same, but good enough. Good enough. So you get 3, 4, 10, which is 17, and then you get 25 there. That is 42% block chance from 4 points. That's strong. That is actually strong. We would still need this one though, either from here or from here, and the reason we need it is for this smasher we have here. But I'm like digressing too much. That's high budget. I don't need to sweat that one yet or anything. Like, this is fine. This is fine. One more change is large cluster jewel. We go feasting fiends. Yep, there we go. Leech. So now with this, they have some leech. So long as they have some source of leech. If they don't have leech there, you get leech from somewhere else. You want them to have some sort of leech just so they have their regen, but they can also sustain like unnecessary, like insane damage so long as they're attacking. Because I mean, with the amount of damage they do, they should be able to get to 10% of their life per second with their leech. So that should just offset a lot of other factors. But yeah, this is the current POB. I think I'm happy with the current state it is at. We're at 13k phase max it, 32k. I would ideally like to get slightly more phase max it, but there isn't really much else we can do. In terms of phase conversion, we convert as much as we can to elemental via this. We could potentially get higher, but then that'll be higher budget. I guess maybe I should though. Like, instead of using the bottom, since this is medium budgets, we should go for one. Where's Eta? And then add implicit Eta. And then we just get like 11%. But yeah, we're converting as much as we can. Other than conversion, how else do we increase our max hits? Aside conversion, we just need to stack more armor or endurance charges. Stacking armor is not possible. Endurance charges are not. So how do we do it? We can take more percent armor nodes like this. We can go for a small cluster jewel instead. We can go flesh, and you know what, flesh and whatever could also be a decent alternative. Flesh and sand, or sand and flesh, or yada yada, that one. But right now there's really no space anywhere. Unless we find ailment immunity elsewhere and get rid of purity of elements, replace the resistance we lose And instead of purity of elements, we then go, what's the word I'm looking for here? Instead of purity of elements, we then go, but that didn't take as long as I thought. Flesh and stone. So yeah, all I care about is 90% less damage from enemies in aura. Because that's just less damage, right? It's big. And it's at a 25% reservation. But the thing is, for enemies that are far away, like ranged enemies, you're not getting 20% less. You're getting maybe 10% less. You may be getting... The distance is obviously there. So like you're maybe getting 5%. But a lot of the big physical hits you will take are actually melee. So there's also that. So that is also worth. It's something I will probably try to fit into my build next in the higher budgets. The higher budget will have a fractured chest piece, and because it's a fractured chest piece, we should be able to craft mana reservation efficiency, and with mana reservation efficiency, we might be able to fit in, because we're going to be going that. We're probably going to go an impossible escape. I know I was considering going for the one that would give me timeless jewel, but I'm honestly not a big fan of timeless jewel because I typically don't path anywhere. I don't get really good value out of the nodes, and it just renders a lot of the shit useless. Like here, I wouldn't be able to get endurance charge anymore, and that's big. I don't like that. Here is like the best place I could put it that wouldn't affect me too much, but then I need to have it so that it would be like here or here or here, places I can impossible escape get to, as well as stuff like that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to impossible escape into most likely this region, so I can get reservation efficiency through precise techniques if I can. That way I get like 20% reservation efficiency, and if I combine this with the chest piece, I should be able to fit in flesh and sand to make myself tanky alongside hastes, because I wouldn't use purity of elements. And then we just go again, we're going this, right? Yes, so we don't have to worry about chaos res, so it could be decent. We'll see. I'm not going to bother about it right now. That is what the medium budget is going to look like. I'm going to end it for today. For those of us in stream that maybe want the POB I just made, I will copy it. I will copy it and here. So that's the medium budget. So that's Twitch chat and then YouTube chat. In any case, this is where we call it for tonight. I am going to probably still level the character, farm some more, make some more currency, try to be able to afford a +1 Spectre chest piece. Non-fractured, because fracturing orbs are expensive and the fractured versions of the bases are expensive. So we're going to find a decent base with decent prefixes, and we're going to block prefixes and just craft the suffixes essentially. That's the current plan. Anyways, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully by then I would have farmed enough currency. I think I'm gonna be kind of busy tomorrow, so probably not, but we'll see. In any case, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow.